Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick thing.
Everybody that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
We don't care about anything else. We're a walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh, my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room and you return the favor.
Gonorrhea. No. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop it now. I order you to stop. I'm still touching myself.
Yeah!
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to, to fall in line with their emotions. It's not. Look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you gotta fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah, okay.
I got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar, and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? Terrence Pop here with an episode that actually is live from the lair. And I want to put this out before anything goes crazy. We've had some storms here in Michigan, so if things get cut off, I'm apologizing ahead of time. And it is what it is. Today's overarching subject is DEI, which in my opinion is now dead on arrival. There are so many lawsuits out there that the colleges and other big corporations who are using this DEI bullshit are having to concede. And it's going it's basically going the way of the dodo bird. All right, we're going to cover some of these topics tonight, but as someone who's seen DEI firsthand in the military, I can tell you this. DEI, at best, is going to give you mediocre performance. All right, now, if you're working as a librarian, mediocre performance, a book gets misplaced, or somebody gets an overdue fine, something like that, it's pretty much harmless. But when you're hiring people based strictly on their skin color for things like building bridges, assembling airplanes, maintaining the infrastructure, working on, trucks and trains and what have you, or let's just talk about medical doctors, which is already a huge Mangasso waste of life. Those guys kill so many people per year and get away with it scot-free. And now we're going to have a whole crop of DEI doctors working on people out there. What could go wrong? What possibly could go wrong other than, I don't know, DEI. There you go. All right, we got Battle Dwarf coming in from remote. He has basically a rear ass blast cannon malfunction, so he has to maintain close proximity to a Toyota.
We had a malfunction, and we've got an unpredictable backblast area. So
you got a bad burrito.
That would about sum it up.
It happens, man. It happens. Me, last time it happened was Chinese food.
Yeah.
And a couple times before that, I had my grandmother made this turkey loaf thing. And it tasted great until I got home that night. And as soon as we pulled in the driveway, I'm running for the toilet. I opened the door and a beam of vomit.
Oh, the pillar of vomit. I've seen that.
The beam of vomit. It was like 12 feet long. And I got about 70% of it in the toilet, totally unrehearsed, which is not bad. But it is what it is. I'm glad he's here. It is what it is. And
there you go. We were doing a division rec 12 miler one day, and one of the guys, a couple of guys up in front of me, apparently had some sort of a malfunction, and basically he shit himself right in the middle of the ruck. He's like, I'm just going to keep going. It's already done. It's already happened. And everybody around him, Fouch, nobody likes you, Fouch. No, I'm going to keep going. It's already
it's already happened. So what are you going to do? You just finish the walk.
Yeah.
You got to hose out your boots. And you got to hose there. It's just horrible.
Yeah, it would have been all of that, and he would have had to do the whole 12 miler again, or he could just do the damn 12 miler in the condition that he was in. It was just
I'd do the same thing. I'd just walk it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible stuff. Not quite as horrible as DEI though. Jimmy, are you going to push buttons?
Buttons are pushed.
Buttons are pushed. Outstanding. I want to make sure that so I don't reach for buttons because I'm not in the actual studio tonight, so I can't see what everybody's doing. First of all, the one that really glowed and shone and really gave us a taste of what DEI truly is was Boeing. And they promoted their DEI program, and their commercials were everywhere for weeks. Like it was like a year and a half ago.
Yep.
When their commercials were like all over the place, Boeing, and it was pictures of everybody but a white male. That's it. That's all they cared about. It was everybody but a white man. They didn't talk about how anybody was qualified. They didn't talk about anybody had great skills. They didn't talk about how anybody had been in the industry for 30 plus years. No, they just wanted to not show white male faces. And the result was, of course, the aircraft with doors coming off and a wheel coming off and panels coming off of the airplane in flight. And it's the craziest thing in the world that how is anybody thinking that any of this is a good idea, especially in an industry like air travel, where that air condition is literally everything. It's all of your money.
Well, all right. Let's just boil this down into grunt speak.
Yeah.
So you're in an aircraft with 500,000 parts made by the lowest bidder, maintained by someone who was the lowest scores. They're there because of skin color or religion or what's hanging between their legs or not.
Or not.
And then you're paying top dollar to get in this aircraft, which is made by the lowest bidder, maintained by the lowest individuals.
Right.
What could go wrong? I'm just asking for a friend.
It's the craziest damn thing. What do you say, Jimmy?
Well, I was just going to say we also have those 2 astronauts still trapped in floating around this rock here, and well, they won't be back. They said they were going to get up there and get them back like within 4 or 5 days. Now they're probably not going to get them for another month or 2.
Elon Musk is talking about sending a rocket up to retrieve them. He has already said that, and he says he's going to send the bill to NASA.
Well, we'll see. But the thing is, if he does do that, it's the biggest commercial for his company that he could ever pay for.
Rescuing those. If he does that, it all has to be done to David Bowie's Major Tom.
Yes. Yes. He's the modern day Tony Stark.
He is, and I've said this before. I don't think Elon Musk is good or evil. I don't think he's Democrat or Republican. He's chaotic neutral.
That's exactly it.
He has so much money that he's like, let's push this button and see what happens. Let's make this guy angry and see what happens.
Yeah. Back in my D&D days, I was the master of the chaotic neutral character. That's all I ever played.
I tended to play either chaotic good or lawful neutral. That was my thing.
Yeah. Got it.
Well, because I had to actually play that part. You are actually chaotic neutral, so you were just installing yourself into a character.
Yeah, I would definitely give that. That's accurate.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man, is a lot of people don't seem to understand that this whole DEI thing and feminism and some of the other programs, it's just repainted communism. They literally just changed the frame on communism, and they're trying to sell it here in America
as race.
Yeah, as race, as religion. Exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. And we need to get out there and let everyone know that they're being conned. Communism has already cost hundreds of millions of people's lives between 1901 and 1999.
Yes.
And if it's allowed to come to the forefront again between 2001 and 2099, the lives lost will be in the billions.
Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And that is, in fact, their goal, whether or not people want to believe that or not. These people don't have any qualms about killing off millions of people. People are just a resource for them. That's all they are. Mm-hmm. That's why the dissolution of the family. That's why the dissolution of cultures. That's why the dissolution of history and all of that stuff. They want a bunch of cogs that are just replaceable. Mm-hmm. You're allowed to have 1 or 2 cogs to replace yourself, and then you die, and so on and so forth.
And they told us they were doing this on the Georgia Guidestones.
Yes.
Decades ago.
Yes, which mysteriously were blown up a couple of years back.
Mysteriously, of course.
Yeah, and it was a shitty job, too. It wasn't even a good job.
No, I could have done much better.
Yeah. Well, that was like actually your job for quite a while, though.
I was a destroyer. It is what it is. And I was good at it. And I'm still good at it in my mind.
There you go. The funniest 18 Bravo moment I ever had was at a Cobra Gold in Thailand. We were sitting around waiting for the next evolution of what the fuck ever. And one of the Bravos got bored and took some non-dairy creamer and some firecrackers and blew up a porta shitter.
Yep.
Just to show us that you could use non-dairy creamer and some firecrackers to, well, blow up a
Blow
porch.
shit up.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I don't know, man. All I know is this. They're trying to blow up the United States.
Yes.
They really are. And
Yes.
and they're doing the same thing in Europe. And
Yes, it goes faster in Europe because Europe is a more condensed area. It's harder to do here.
yeah, and we're going to be covering this next Tuesday.
Mhm.
All of the friction taking place overseas, and
Yeah.
And listen, the whole immigration thing, it's bad here, but it's probably just as bad, if not worse, in several European countries.
It's a lot worse, again, because it's magnified because the areas are smaller.
Correct. Like Sweden is now like the rape capital of the world.
It used to be known for fondue and beautiful blondes.
Yeah,
That's it.
I have no idea why there isn't a armed insurrection taking place inside those countries. I just can't wrap my head around it.
Because they spent the years after World War II until about 1995 basically dumbing those cultures down and beating all of the violent urges out of them, pacifying them.
Okay, I agree with you to an extent, but we are at our core evil, hairless monkeys
Yes.
programmed to do evil. You are not going to take that out of us. It's just not going to happen.
I agree, but they're trying.
And they're trying, but there will come a point where people will go, you know what? Enough is enough. Our government's not doing anything. We're going to have to handle it ourselves. And then you're going to wind up with what historically happens. It's called mob justice, and it's extremely ugly, though I must argue it is effective.
The guy who did that during the French Revolution ended up in front of Madame Guillotine himself. So
Yes, he did. He went a little over the top. Let's just
Yes,
be
he did.
honest.
Yes, he
You
did.
know, I mean, when you look through some of those stories of people who got guillotined, when it first started, they were culpable in all kinds of bullshit, and I really didn't really shed much of a tear for any of those people. Towards the tail end, you know, they were putting people in the guillotine who stole potatoes.
Yes.
I mean, okay. I mean, even in Islam, in some of those countries, if you're starving and you steal food, they might cane you or make you work or do something else, but usually they're not going to get that medieval on your ass. And if you're stealing to sell for profit, that's a whole other thing. But there's like a built-in compassion window in their religion for that stuff. Now, I'm not saying they're the religion of peace. I'm just saying in that particular instance, there's just a little bit of pre-built common sense.
The notion that every single doctrine of every single kind is set in stone and hard and fast is nonsense. I mean, even Joseph Stalin, who killed millions, was known to be a funny guy.
Mm.
He was known to have a sense of humor. He would just shoot you at the end of the day if he didn't like you.
Correct.
So there's that. But
all right,
back to the DEI thing here. We're going straight into next Tuesday's show, and just kind of blowing by this one here. These guys. Let's see if we can get this report to come up here. Come here, little PDF. Here we go. Sustainability and social impact. What the heck?
What happened?
I had an update on my computer and it tried to tell me it wanted to restart, and I'm like, no, please don't do that. please don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sharing this tab instead. Social sustainability and social impact report for 2024 over at Boeing. We've got President's Letter, Business Approach, Safety and Quality, People and Inclusion, Climate and Environment, Community, Reporting and Disclosures. What is not here? Anything to do with aircraft at all. They build airplanes. There's not a good thing on that table of contents about building airplanes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Hey, now, do
What
you
are you
remember?
doing?
You remember Richard Dorn, right? His
Yeah,
grandfather.
Oh God, I miss that dude.
His grandfather was the CEO of Boeing for quite a few years.
Wow.
I don't remember his name, but I did meet him one time after he was retired years later.
Mostly he and I used to go to Todd's in like 1987, right after you left.
Yep.
He and I used to go to Todd's and get in fights.
Well, at least you had something to do. I mean,
Yeah, we had a good time.
all right. Hey, I got to put out another announcement. All right.
Go ahead.
We've been demonetized here
Yes.
beyond all rhyme and reason. So please, whatever you can send in to help keep this thing rolling along, deeply appreciated. And I also want to thank everyone. The video that came out on Monday is already close to 20,000 views. And it's basically an explanation of why men are walking off the plantation, meaning why they're not participating in the civilized world, because there's nothing in it for them. Please keep sharing that video because people need to see that. It's exactly what's taking place. And the women and the country are going to rule the day that they destroyed the dating market and alienated all the men of this country and the West. So
I think for the most part, generally speaking, what's going to happen is there's going to be a great female breaking.
yes,
Where their hardware in their heads, the firmware that we all have in here, that tells them that they are actually the reproductive portion of the equation, finally causes them to stop being fucking TikTok thoughts.
it'll be too late.
It will be too late. We'll see. It certainly won't be in our generation.
No, it
will be old.
Yeah, between 2030 and 2060 is when that's going to happen.
I would agree.
All right, and it's going to be bad.
Yes.
Bad. So there you go.
We'll call it the Great Thoughtoning.
The thoughtoning.
So, a letter from President and CEO David Calhoun. Each day, our Boeing teammates are dedicated to living our core values of safety, equality, integrity, and sustainability. When it comes to the safety of Boeing's products and services, every decision and every action matters. We are making daily progress and holding ourselves accountable to the highest standards. What are their standards?
Mm-hmm.
Making strides for the environment and building an inclusive culture.
Why in the fuck do they need to do anything about the culture? They're in business to build airplanes.
Transforming our communities. Boeing is here to transform your community. Look at this picture of this guy. Look at this milquetoast son of a bitch. Look how milquetoast this guy looks.
Yep.
He definitely has a white guys for Kamala shirt.
I would not at all be surprised to find out that was true. This is the face of somebody who is easily purchased, is what I'm looking at. I can look at his facial expression and the cast of his eyes there and tell you that this guy could be bribed, blackmailed, bought, or otherwise extorted.
I don't know, man. This is just, I don't know. This whole DEI thing is very disappointing. And if you look back, they started pulling this DEI bullshit about 15 years ago, and they've slowly and methodically chipped away to the point where, up until 12 months ago, you could get degrees in this DEI bullshit.
Yeah. Well, HR was the beginning of it.
Yes.
There was no such thing as HR until around 1994. And then all of a sudden, girls who wanted to go to college but couldn't actually get a degree because they weren't smart enough got degrees in HR. Every HR department I've ever dealt with is either very young girls who are kind of dipshitty, older, angry, heavy-set cat ladies,
check,
or some variety of gay.
Well, I have never noticed the gay thing, but I
It
have.
doesn't necessarily have to be male.
No, I gotcha.
It might even be all of the above.
I don't know, man. All I can say is, how shall I phrase this? We're fucked. We're fucked. Unless we can.
We've already been fucked.
I know. Unless we can pull back from this,
Yeah.
we are fucked in every orifice, one under each armpit, jacking somebody off with two hands and your feet. I mean, it's that bad.
And we're already at the point where we're crying in a corner of the shower, curled up, and they're leaving a 20 on the dresser and headed out the door. That is the stage we are currently at in the fucked process.
Correct. It's bad. Yeah. All right.
So Boeing's a $78 billion in revenue business, and they have parts falling off of their planes. Dude, you have $78 billion and you can't keep a plane in the air.
Well, remember they had the 737s that had that issue with some kind of automatic flaring of their flaps, caused 2 or 3 major accidents that killed hundreds of people.
That got covered up really fast. That got covered up really fast. Now, here's part of the DEI thing that I wanted to highlight, because I know that this is happening. The stakeholder engagement process. Well, stakeholders are usually people who have some form of purpose in the company. Even, your employee on the line is technically a stakeholder. But in this case, what's happened is a lot of these stakeholders are companies like BlackRock and Vanguard. And Bill Gates just invested $1 billion in the company. And once those things get their tentacles inside your $78 billion business, they start to tell you what you have to do and who you have to hire. And that's where you get this DEI shit inside the corporations.
So what you're trying to say in simplest terms is they're getting tentacle porned.
They are getting tentacle porned.
Yep.
They are.
Yep. And we, as the normal people who hold the stock in these companies, are ultimately going to pay the price for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right here too. Regulators, non-governmental organization events and forums, government regulator meetings, industry groups and forums. Those are and they're investors, of course, which would be BlackRock and Vanguard. But with the regulators, with the non-governmental organizations, they're talking about groups like the SPLC or the ADL, who will come in and say, you can't serve pork rinds on your flights because that's anti-Semitic.
Hang on. The ADL, and what was the other one?
SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center.
First of all, they are nothing. They are nothing burgers with big opinions that people listen to. That is it.
They're bullies.
Yes.
They are the classic definition of a bully. They just shove their way into wherever they want, say whatever they want, and scream until you do it. Then they'll go buy a judge and make you pay them $10 million.
But the ADL has been sued for defamation quite a few times throughout history.
The ADL literally, and this is their own story on their own site, so YouTube, suck it, go look at the ADL origin story. They formed to defend a pedophile in Georgia who had raped and murdered a 13-year-old girl and then tried to blame it on the black janitor. This was in 1913 Georgia, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So the white townsfolk believed the black janitor over the Jewish pencil factory owner in 1913 deep South Georgia, when the Civil War was still within memory, and they didn't touch the black guy, which tells me that the pencil factory manager was probably at fault and got hanged for it. He was sentenced to hang, and the ADL came down and pressured the judge, who moved him to another county, So the townsfolk went and literally got him out of the jail and brought him back to the town and carried out the rest of the sentence that he had been sentenced to.
Well, that's mob justice. It happens.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to see it because it's quite ugly.
But the sentence had already been passed. He had been hanged.
I got you, but it's still ugly.
It out.
Yeah, I
it
know.
It is still ugly. But in this particular case, because the sentence had already been passed and the proper trial and everything had happened, I'm all for it.
All right.
Because those people had justice taken from them.
I understand. But
We had a
here's the
trial.
thing, though.
We had a trial. We had a sentencing.
I got you. But the whole DEI thing is literally eroding basically our trust in the system.
Yes.
Little piece. It's like a death of 1,000 paper cuts.
Yes.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yep. Yeah, it's getting crazy out there. Now, John Deere is leading with diversity, equity, and inclusion mindset. When Leslie Hager, Vice President of Internal Audit, talks about DEI at John Deere, she often references square zero. It's a phrase or a marker that describes the starting point in an employee's personal journey toward educating themselves and understanding the differences inherent in all people, including race, ethnicity, disabilities, sexual orientation, gender, etc. You make farm equipment. You make farm equipment. You want diversity and inclusion? Your farm equipment liberated hundreds of thousands of slaves. Okay?
Yep.
The Industrial Revolution, the tractor, is the reason we still don't have black slaves and Irish slaves out in the field picking fucking cotton.
Yeah, and John Deere also, there's been all kinds of legal fights over people who buy their equipment can't even repair their own equipment.
Oh, that could be a whole damn story all by itself, man. They're big industrial tractors. These things cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's a couple around here. Dude, they're enormous. They're the size of a small house in some cases. But they all have computer and GPS systems now, so that you can program them to do your field in the correct pattern and everything gets done and harvested without missing anything or running anything over. But the equipment, if it breaks down, John Deere had this thing where if you didn't use a John Deere certified mechanic and John Deere certified parts, they could reach out and literally shut your tractor down in the middle of the field.
Correct.
Well, that went to a lawsuit and John Deere lost. John Deere lost. They had to remove that. They had to not do that. But what's killing me, again, with Boeing is making aircraft and they got to worry about this. Why does John Deere have to worry about any of this at all? You want the guy who knows how to make a tractor.
Well, the CEO, I mean, how old do you think she is? What, 40, 45?
I would put her around early 50, given that turkey neck in training there.
Yeah. Her clitoris has definitely grown up her chest and is now hanging off her chin. You are correct. That's a good assessment. I'd put her at 47.
Okay, she's in there. She's in that window.
Because women look older faster than men.
It's true.
Yeah, so, she went to college probably right after me.
Mm-hmm.
I got done in like 96, so she was probably, and when I graduated from OU, there was some crazy shit going on at campus the last couple of years I was there.
How's that?
Well, the whole feminism thing and girl power thing was off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
there we go. We've got a female CEO here who's not.
Was that? I'm not. You're coming in broken and stupid. How does that help build tractors again?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Like you would figure if you're a CEO, you're getting paid the big bucks to basically look into the future and make decisions so the company continues to make money.
Yes.
You're not there to influence the culture or change anything else other than you tweak the model of the tractor or the plane so you can keep selling it to make money.
Yeah.
That is it.
These people don't care about that stuff. It's just a woman like this has no interest in making sure that it's the best possible tractor on the market.
And you know what?
Oh.
To be honest with you, if you have enough shareholders filing class action lawsuits against the board for not making money, a lot of this would go away, because
Yeah.
you can literally sue these people into the fucking Stone Age. Like Disney, why Disney is not getting sued into the Stone Age for the shit they're pulling is beyond me.
I honestly think
Holy
that's just a matter
shit.
I think that's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
I think
well,
that's just a matter of time with Disney.
like Disney has been a diversity hire platform probably since the late 70s.
They at least have the excuse of being nothing but fantasy.
Correct. And artsy fartsy people tend to,
Be weird, freaks.
weird like that. I gotcha.
Fruitcakes, light in the loafers.
Correct. Without even
And
the
so
benefit
on, yeah.
of the bumpy frosting that I like. You don't get that.
I've seen this guy eat an entire bumpy cake in one sitting.
Yeah. I was having a bad day.
You were having a bad day. You were having a whole bumpy cake, fat boy.
Yeah, you're right. You got me. I remember because he lived at my house. He'd come
Yeah.
down. He literally walks down and he's like, "Oh,
You're sitting at the kitchen table.
yeah." He's like, "A bumpy cake, huh?" Then he goes back upstairs, comes down 20 minutes later, and I'm like, almost done with it. So you're almost done with the entire bumpy cake. Outstanding. And I'm like, fuck off.
Fuck off. The John Deere Accounting and Finance Organization had earned a reputation for cultivating inclusion and belonging across the team, but during a late 2020 roundtable discussion during the lockdowns, Hager recalled a tipping point that motivated the team to raise the bar. We were told, no, this is not enough. One of the leaders said, we need to take big action and we need to be sure that all of our leaders are engaged. That's all the team needed to hear. That person should have been fired on the fucking spot.
Correct.
The accounting and finance team is making these decisions. His work stream is focused on career development, diversity in leadership, recruiting, and early career culture and engagement, DEI conversations, and linking them all, inclusion and communication. Each work stream has employee champions who hold regular meetings and facilitate subgroups that meet more frequently to keep interaction topical, educational, and engaging. All I'm hearing here is a bunch of employees who are probably unnecessary being made to feel like they're important. This is their one tiny little chance to be on the stage and make big decisions pop. I'm going to change the world. God,
to me, that what you just read there is a bunch of word salad, which means communism.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I was just already say that did sound like nothing but a bunch of commie gobbledygook.
That's exactly what it is.
It's comedyism. It's comedy communism.
Yeah, and we need to have some people out there to put the big boy pants on and throttle these dumbasses that are doing this. Like Bud Light,
Yeah.
The whole Budweiser company should literally be man-codded out of existence. Same thing with Harley Davidson.
But we're getting to Harley Davidson. Let's get to Harley Davidson.
Yeah. Now listen.
Yeah.
In the military, there's a parallel culture between military grunts and bikers, because after World War II, military grunts created the bikers. So there's a parallel culture there. And during my career, I have literally seen thousands upon thousands of Harley motorcycles underneath all kinds of different types of soldiers and servicemen and women.
Yeah.
And
very big out here where I am.
It's huge. And it's to the point where literally not a year goes by since I was about 19 where I didn't personally know somebody, or I attended a funeral of somebody who's killed on a motorcycle, because that's how deep the culture is in the military. Now, I have no fucking idea how you ruin your company to market to 1/3 of 1% of the gross population of this country. the whole loose, gay, butt-twerking, queer community. Those are all the words that they use. So if you're going to get mad at me, get mad at them first. I'm just parroting what they say. And it's not going to go anywhere good. All right? There's people out there who are literally prying the emblems off of their motorcycles because they don't want anything to do with Harley Davidson. And this is going to have rippling effects way into the future.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't possibly agree more. And you're seeing that exact thing out here. I've seen a couple of bikes that are clearly Harley, soft tails, what have you, fat boys, that don't have any Harley markings on them.
And another thing is Harley has moved all of their production to Thailand.
Yes.
You know, I don't
Well,
know
they've got
about,
some in Mexico, I think.
listen, I'm going to be honest. We as the American people need to put our foot down and say, listen, if you are not building at least a minimum of 60% of the parts and hiring at least 60% of your, your people from within this country, it should not be referred to as an American company. It should be taxed like a foreign company, and then given.
Yeah, if you take the company out of the country, you should be taxed like a foreign country.
Yeah, and tariffed. And tariffed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way we're going to get around and get this back over here.
Yeah.
Plain and
No,
simple.
I understand. Well, the CEO of Harley is now some fucking German guy.
Yeah. How the hell did that happen?
Why is the CEO of an iconic American company German? But then you get asked that about several of the liquor companies in America now, which are owned by Japanese. I think Jack Daniels is owned by the Japanese and a couple of other iconic American liquors.
Yeah, that needs to be stopped, man.
Yeah, we really need to crush that.
And one of the main reasons it's happening is they're using our own retirement funds against us. BlackRock and those other big, mutual fund companies. Their money comes from us.
Yes.
Why in the hell are we allowing our money to be basically managed by people outside of this country to undermine the very country where the money came from?
Yes, our government does the same thing with our taxpayer money. Why are we kicking millions of our tax dollars? That money comes from us overseas.
Correct.
Who authorized that?
Yeah.
It's just insane. So Harley Davidson, though, is dropping diversity initiatives after right-wing anti-DEI campaign. This is on CNN. Of course, they're going to flag it as right-wing. No, it wasn't right-wing anti-DEI campaign. It was Harley riders going, screw you, you fucking crowd.
Correct.
Harley Davidson said Monday that it's ending diversity and other progressive initiatives at the company because you make motorcycles. You're supposed to be making motorcycles, not decisions about DEI and who gets to put their junk where. Harley Davidson faced pressure online from Robbie Starbuck, a conservative activist who has successfully taken on DEI policies at several American companies. We're saddened by the negativity on social media over the last few weeks designed to divide the Harley Davidson community. It's not designed to divide the Harley Davidson community. You betrayed your own community, you morons.
Yeah.
We have not operated a DEI function since April of 2024. We do not have a DEI function today. We do not even have hiring quotas, and we no longer have supplier diversity spend goals. You shouldn't. You should be hiring the best people and buying the best parts to make the best motorcycles. That's it. That's all you should care about.
Correct.
That's everything that you should care about.
But the thing is, and we've talked about this before, the WEF is influencing the entire Western world to be moved under some global world order.
Yes.
Listen, whenever you consolidate power like that, nothing good ever comes from it.
Yes.
I mean, look throughout history. When a new emperor comes around, everyone gets whacked. It's not good.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. The best part of this, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, and I've started talking about it some, and I'm going to start talking about it a lot more. It's on a couple of my shorts over on my Rumble channel, 26 Actual. None of these people, none of what they're doing is legal. None of what they're doing is lawful. All of what they're doing is extraterritorial, which means it is coming from outside of the country, which means they're fair fucking game. There isn't a law books that says you have to sit there and take an invasion. There isn't a law in the books that says your government can protect an invasion and enforce it and stop you from stopping an invasion. There are no laws on the books that say these things.
You're correct.
Now, I'm going to wait. I have to caveat this.
All right. Sorry.
I have to caveat this. You know, I have to caveat this. Don't use violence to do this. There are other ways to do this. I talk about them extensively on those shorts that I'm talking about. Don't go out there and start flinging freedom seeds, okay? We're not to that point yet. You'll know when that point is. Okay? Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay. You were saying.
All right. It'll come back to me. I forgot. I'm sorry.
All of this stuff is extraterritorial. The WEF, all of these organizations, like the guys in BlackRock, they're all extra nationals. They're not Americans.
All right. Now, the example that I was going to bring up was the Elon Musk lawsuit about the advertisers. All right. He was going after, GARM. And as soon as he filed that lawsuit, they started shutting down because they knew that they're fucked.
Okay, so let's start filing lawsuits against the ADL.
Yeah.
There are enough white males out there who can file lawsuits against the ADL saying you are directly harming me. You are destroying my opportunities to get hired. You're destroying my opportunities to get housing. You're destroying my opportunities to educate my children. You're destroying my public reputation. You're destroying my ability to live my life at all. And you're doing it deliberately, and here's the evidence. Now, enough of us did that. If enough of us started filing these lawsuits against organizations like ADL and SPLC, they would have to listen because of the level of pressure.
Yes. Well, you have that, and you have the fact that if that many people filed lawsuits, you would actually have the legal system approaching, some of these companies on the down low going, look, man, there is so much legal pressure here.
Yeah.
You're going to get wiped out if you don't make some changes.
Yeah. We should, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to consider drafting exactly that.
Why don't we draft our own lawfare rules for the right?
I have a feeling we should do that. Write that down for me real fast.
I'm doing it right now.
And we will start doing that because there is already some stuff like that going on. There are people organizing out there right now who have realized that these governments are unlawful. The second your government starts supporting any of this invasion stuff that's going on, these invasion groups that are coming into the country, they don't have any authority to do that. They're just doing that because you're not telling them no. The only reason they're doing it is because you're not telling them no.
And you know what? We should probably talk to Law Dog and see if she can assist with the lawfare rules for the right. 'Cause she's been in the business for a long time.
Oh, I know a couple of people who would be interested in doing that who are retired and have nothing else to do.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, one is an angry constitutionalist who lives out in Colorado. He was a lawyer for 35 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
And now all he does is sit around and bitch about the state of things. So let's see if we can get him to start.
Let's pull him into the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring him into the regiment. We need some lawyers in the regiment. We don't.
I will speak to him tomorrow. I'll give him a call. Give him a call and
because right now we've got about a half a dozen psychologists who watch the show on the regular. A couple of them are retired from the military, and one of them actually credited my channel and my videos for him having 0 suicides on his watch.
Wow.
He'd literally be like, because they all come in there, I'm getting fucked over. Okay, hang on. All right. I'm going to write this down for you, and you need to check it. It's like a prescription.
Watch Pop's video. Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
But here's the thing: most of the
Pick up
guys,
your dick.
well, most of the guys who watch this have been crushed by the system. They don't have any resources, but they have expertise. All right, and we should network all of the people in the regiment to take advantage of each other's expertise.
Yeah.
You listen, no man can do it all. I've made that video already.
Yep.
Everyone has value. So we should start organizing effectively because we've got, what, I don't know, 550 guys saved, probably 15,000 people who watch the show on the regular.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is, man. We got to start, taking back this country and start standing up for ourselves because we are in the state we're in because most of the dudes out there put their heads down and just like, I'm just minding my own business.
We let them shout us down because we've been taught for the last 60 years to be nice.
Correct.
Be nice to people. When Pop and I were in school, it was de rigueur to get into fights.
Yeah.
It was normal. In junior high, I have no idea how many fights I got. And we didn't, it wasn't that we were all assholes and wanted to fight. It's just that we ended up getting in fights and then you'd have a fight, it'd be over.
Yeah.
And then everything was fine. And you're hanging out with the same guy the next day going, oh, that was cool.
Yeah, because we don't believe in frenemies.
Right.
Yeah.
But we settled our shit with our fists. And if you brought a weapon, you were considered a coward.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But, those are the old days. Now masculinity is toxic. And if you're too rambunctious, they're going to put you on medicine. It is, that is just horrible. That's another topic we could do is the rise of big pharma to fight toxic masculinity.
I happen to have a very good source for big pharma. Let me talk to House 6.
Okay.
She seems to know a little about that topic.
Yep. I got you. Let's hit the next one.
Anyway, the reason I brought up the whole white guys thing and what we should do something is that's what DEI is aimed at.
Yes.
It's specifically what DEI is aimed at. So there we go. Woke Harley Davidson ditches DEI folding under right-wing pressure.
All right. First of
this
all,
is Fortune magazine.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. They always do this right-wing thing because they're trying to shame, people like I'm not right-wing. Listen, if you're against communism, because that's what this is, they're going to call you right-wing.
That's correct.
And
I just don't care anymore. You can call me whatever you want.
There's no way around it. That's why I came up with the phrase "istophobe igot."
Yes.
It literally covers everything. I don't care anymore. You are not going to shame me or guilt me. Fuck off.
I'll fuck all the way off. Here's a whole bucket of offs for you to fuck.
Correct.
Okay. I've got a whole bucket of offs for you to fuck. I don't care anymore. You can call me whatever you want. I do not care. I will deal with people on one basis. But if you start that whole group thing where you're going to tell me that my race is horrible and we should all die and this, that, and the other, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you as good as you get. I'm going to give to you what you give to me, and I'm better at it. I will pound you into the ground with your own shitty argument so that you understand how shitty you sound. And I'm really good at it because I was like Pop. When did you pick up 5?
My E5, I believe I picked that up in 1990.
I picked up mine in 96.
Uh-huh.
So the NCOs at that time were like, there wasn't an official school or anything for it, but we had master classes at grinding you down if you pissed us off.
Yes.
Any decent NCO in the Army back in the day, before all of this DEI stuff, as a matter of fact, would grind you into the fucking dirt if you opened your mouth and stupid things fell out.
If you were not, listen, I myself crushed quite a few individuals who were not with the program. And
it wasn't just about crushing them. What we were doing was fixing you because you're broken and stupid.
Yeah, because the ultimate test is war, and you're up against death.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you either think and act a certain way and live, or not and die or get wounded.
Yeah.
And I personally am not a fan of sticking people in body bags, no matter how fucking stupid they are.
Nope.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
So.
That was like this was just a detailed assignment. I had a floor of guys that showed up, did the detail. One guy didn't show up. I went and got him, stood him in the middle of the rest of them, and smoked the rest of them, and made him stand there.
He did a Full Metal Jacket on his ass.
I did, and that corrected him.
I gotcha. All right, let's move on here.
Moving on to Jack Daniels Maker says it will cancel its DEI goals. Whiskey Maker will exit the human rights campaign. LGBTQ rating set. Whiskey automatically helps these people. Okay? All of the trannies and all of that shit, they're looking for the drunk guys because those sober guys going to go anywhere near them. They should be supporting Jack Daniels, not the other way around.
Well, all right, I've been drinking Jack Daniels for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with the company.
Okay.
I'm
familiar with their product, but maybe not their company.
I'm extremely disappointed in the fact that they're doing the whole DEI thing as well. Because, listen, you go into any military barracks when I was, doing the whoa shit, there would be a bottle of Jack Daniels in there somewhere. How do I know this? Because I've done probably a couple of hundred health and welfares in my career, and I found many, many bottles of hooch that weren't supposed to be there, and many of them were Jack Daniels.
As long as they weren't stupid about it, if I did a health and welfare or went through on an inspection, I would just say, come here, hide this better.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't just have it out like that. Hide it better. Because they were going to have it. I knew they were going to have this guy's 21 years old. He's allowed to have the fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
There's just this barracks rule that says you can't have a bottle of whiskey and you can only have 6 beers in your fridge. And the guy's 21. If he wants to drink, I don't give a shit so long as he's not drunk on duty, shows up on time, doesn't have any problems, and I don't have to beat his ass at 3 o'clock in the morning for doing something stupid at the gate.
Correct.
But yeah, just hide it better. But these guys, yeah.
Well, Jack Daniels is another icon,
absolutely,
of this country. And I literally think they're going after these icons to psychologically sabotage this nation.
Yes. Anything that is American is being burned to the ground. Country music, when Iraq kicked off, was the anthem of the country. Everything from Lee Greenwood to Toby Keith and all of the stuff in between. But as soon as they were done with it, by they, I mean the Bolsheviks, country music just became more thought in a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
It became thoughts and chads in a cowboy hat. And they killed that whole genre. And they're doing the same thing with things like Jack Daniels. They're doing the same thing with Harley Davidson. Anything that's iconic and American, they're just stomping the hell out of.
Correct. And I would actually argue that they're doing the same thing with the big three in the auto industry by forcing the electric car thing, which is going to fail.
What is the biggest, most iconic class of items in America to most Americans? Cars, hands down.
Ford, Chevy, GM,
Dodge, Chrysler.
Yeah.
My grandpa was a master electrician for Studebaker.
Damn.
When I was a boy, I'm that old.
Wow.
I'm actually a year younger than Pop, but we've been around that long. My grandpa had 6 Studebakers in his yard when I was a boy. When I went into the military, he passed while I was in basic training. I wasn't able to make it back in time. My cousins took all of the Studebakers, and I'm mad to this day. But yeah, I mean, the cars are the iconic American item. It is. Muscle cars and all of that. I remember about 1993, and I went out into a parking lot, and all the cars looked the same, like those generic Toyota Accords or Honda Accords or whatever they are. Everything looked the same.
Mhm.
And that was like the moment, 1993, in my head, that the classic American car, the Monte Carlo, the Charger, the Barracuda, even the IROC, which
Up in
IROCs were a
smoke.
piece of shit, but everybody.
Yeah, it's all up. It's all up in smoke now.
Yeah. I have become a drinking game, by the way, over the Rumble chat. The dwarf said Bolsheviks drink.
Okay.
So we have established a drinking game. Anyway, the company, Jack Daniels, sent a letter to employees on Wednesday informing them that Brown-Forman, the major company that owns Jack Daniels, another thing that shouldn't be allowed, all of these umbrella companies, I hate that shit, was going to stop linking executive compensation to progress on DEI. Oh, so the more your O levels, your CEO, your CIO, your CFO, the more they push diversity and DEI, the more money they got.
Okay, now where did that money come from? Number one,
BlackRock.
yeah, I know that. Number two, somebody needs to follow this money,
Yes.
and number three, we need to start punishing people for this,
Yes.
either on the civil side or the criminal side, or both. I would love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because listen, if you're like
Absolutely.
Boeing, for instance, if Boeing is in the business of building aircraft,
Mhm.
why the hell are the people at the top getting bonuses for pushing DEI? That is not conducive to the fiduciary duties of the people who run the company. Thus, they could be sued into the Stone Age. You just have to have the shareholders organize the class action lawsuits to bury these sons of bitches.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to start tracking this shit down. It's really simple. If we could find an investor, because the left seems to have investors left, right, and center. We don't have anybody bankrolling us. If somebody would bankroll me, I guarantee you I can put together a team within the space of a week, bring all of this shit to light, and dump it out all on the table. I'd make Project Veritas look like a bunch of goddamn sissies. They're good. They're good, but I'm better.
Yep. And we can also, the whole Veritas debacle where they literally, infiltrated the board, kicked out the guy who started the whole thing.
Yes.
And then they went out of business. I have no idea why those shareholders aren't suing those individuals.
That was a deliberate act to destroy that organization.
I know what it was done, but still, lawsuits should be filed.
Yeah. So Jack Daniels is also going to scrap plans to push for more suppliers from a minority background, according to a copy of the letter shared on Twitter. I don't care. It's Twitter. I don't take your X and shove it up your ass.
Yeah.
By anti-DEI activist Robbie Starbuck and confirmed by Brown-Forman. Robbie Starbuck seems to cause a lot of waves in that arena.
We should try to send him an email and see if we
I think so.
Get him on the show. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to hear what he has to say about that stuff. Again, the whole purpose here is to make bourbon, to make an iconic American whiskey, Jack Daniels. You say Jack Daniels, and immediately everybody has a story.
It's called it's called "Fuck You." We're fighting in the parking lot in a bottle.
Yes,
that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I have made many bad decisions while under the influence of Jack Daniels. So me and Jack are not friends for a while.
Yeah. Tequila is my fighting drink. You give me a couple shots of tequila, and I will fight anyone in the bar that you point me at. Doesn't matter how big he is or whether I'm going to lose or not.
Just don't fuck the fat chick and fight the police.
Don't fuck the fat police.
Hey, that's what I call tequila. Is put your dick in a fat chick and fuck the police. Bad times, man.
Oh my God. So, this is a paragraph I missed this time, the first time around with this. The decision follows similar moves in recent months from Harley Davidson. Yes, we know that. Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply is huge where I am. I'm in a rural area. My neighbor is 500 acres of corn. They did that at Tractor Supply, and the Tractor Supply here in the parking lot during the day, especially on the weekend, was suddenly empty. And then Tractor Supply rolled back its little DEI thing, and now there's people there again. It wouldn't have mattered closer to town. You get further south, there's a town called Orion. They have a Tractor Supply down there. They barely noticed. But up here, where all of the farmers are like, I need you to keep your faggots out of my cornfield, all right? it mattered. This Tractor Supply took a hit.
Yeah, they did. But here's the thing, though, is we've had a whole crop of people who were cooked and booked in the college system of basically indoctrination, who are now making decisions in the real world and fucking everything up because they want communism. Straight up.
I don't understand these people wanting communism. I don't get it. They don't pay any attention. Communism is, first of all, a two-tier system. No, 3 tiers. Okay? You have the party, which is the rich people who control everything. You have the Stasi, or the NKVD, depending on where you are at, which is their enforcers.
The knuckle draggers.
The knuckle draggers.
You got to have knuckle draggers in any kind of totalitarianism dictatorship.
Yes. And then you have everybody below them. And that's you and everybody you know. And
well, I would say it's 4th tier.
What's your 4th tier?
The people who get put in the mass graves to make that made it all happen.
Oh, the useful idiots.
Correct.
The useful. Who would those be in our case here in the USA? Just in case any of them are listening, because I know we get the occasional downvote. I really enjoy watching the downvotes.
Antifa and BLM.
BLM.
Mm-hmm.
The LGBT, the
loose gay butt twerking queers community.
Thank you. That community.
Yeah.
That are always out in the streets causing trouble. Guess what? Guess who's the first ones to go up against the wall? Guess who gets to fill the hole? Yeah, you're not filling it with a shovel. They're pushing you in and then filling the shovel over you.
They'll dig the hole.
Yeah.
And then they'll be buried in the hole that they dug.
That is correct.
That's what happened.
Yeah. You're right. That is the 4th tier. But they just don't last as long.
No, they don't.
Yeah. You're useful idiots. They're going to kill you when they're done with you. Go back and read any history of communism anywhere. As soon as their violent young protesters have served their purpose, the first thing they do is kill them.
Correct. Because you can't have them.
No.
Yeah.
No, they have served their purpose. They're done now. You mentioned universities back there, so I flicked the switch over here. I flicked the bean. California professor fired after criticizing college's woke DEI protocols is now a millionaire. A conservative professor has won $2.4 million settlement from a California college that retaliated against him for complaining about its Bolshevism.
But the only mistake that this individual made is he basically took a deal for 2.4. People need to take this to trial. Because when you go to trial, there's a little thing called discovery.
Yes.
And you can literally subpoena all of the emails, all of the internal communications, people's phones that are paid for by the college. You can get all of the dirt, and you can see exactly what the thought process was going on with the people at the top making those decisions. And they don't want that.
No, they don't. Now, I do that stuff all day long. Discovery is what I do. That's my thing. That's what I'm working right now. And Pop is right for the most part, but you have to word everything correctly. You can't just say, give me all the things. It does not work like that. You have to be specific. You have to say all of the cell phones owned by these individuals. I want all of the text messages and all of the emails and all of the phone numbers called from these phones for these exact individuals.
And don't you have to have a time frame?
Incredibly specific. Yes, you do need a time frame as well. You can't go back too far, or I'm just going to object with overly broad. You have it at this. You're outside of the time scope, so I'll kill your whole discovery The whole, it's called an interrogatory. I'll kill your whole interrogatory just by saying overly broad because you went outside the dates of what we're talking about.
Correct.
So you've got to be very careful with scope and purpose and what the discovery question is, what the interrogatory is.
Well, thank you for that
there's
law
there's a
lesson.
free law lesson for you. I'm not a lawyer. I have to say this. I'm required to say this when I bring this stuff up. I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I am, however, a paralegal, and I can tell you how this shit works. Carry on.
I don't know, man.
The interim school board president, Zav Dada Boy, what?
Just use the last word Z.
Yeah, depend a 19-page report accusing Garrett of an abundance of unprofessional conduct. The report alleged Garrett defended vandalism on campus by the 100-handers described as a white supremacist group, the Hecatonchers. Somebody started a group called the Hecatonchers.
Huh.
Described as a white supremacist group by the Anti-Defamation League, which means it's white guys who were tapping their Greek mythology. The Hecatonchers were 100-handed giants from Greek mythology. It's a really cool story. Look it up. I love my history. I love my mythology.
But there you go. There's the ADL.
Yep. There's the
literally
ADL right there.
Has no skin in the game.
Yep.
The only influence they have is too many people listen to their opinions. We need to stop listening to organizations like this.
We need to shut them down. You know the little faggot that runs that thing? What's his name? Greenblatt, I think. Do you know what he did before he ran the ADL?
No.
He was a bottled water salesman.
Oh, so yeah, there you go.
So he's really qualified to be doing this stuff. The salesman part, I get, that fits. Through his constant barrage of hostile comments, which intimidate and humiliate his colleagues and the district students, Garrett demonstrated an inability to adhere to professional standards in the workplace, Daddy Boy wrote in his report. Okay. We're bracing for an exceptionally long and costly administrative court hearing. Legal fees become particularly difficult as KCCD unjustly suspends my salary with dishonest allegations of immorality. This is Garrett speaking, the guy who is being sued. Please consider giving or sharing. Thank you. I think those are his kids.
So this is the plaintiff?
Yes.
Okay.
Matthew Garrett.
Yeah.
It looked from the looks of the girls, I would imagine those are his kids. Because they're very comfortable with him, and the way he's posed is the classic dad pose there.
You got to be a special kind of narcissist to hire people to take a picture like that aren't related to you, okay?
Right, exactly.
That's a whole other level of narcissism evil right there.
I would call him, I would say he's dad, and those are his daughters.
Correct.
Going around counterclockwise, probably youngest to oldest. Because, see the arm out there? That's the dad pose.
Yep.
Let's see here. Winning. Matthew Garrett was fired by Bakersfield College for speaking up against Bakersfield's cowboy country, too.
Yeah.
For speaking up against DEI. Last year, he predicted it would cost them several $million. Now he's received a $2.4 million settlement. I can't stop you from making this process painful for me, et cetera, and so on and so forth. So this guy fought the DEI thing and won. Here's an example of a guy walking away with $2.4 million. So if you think you've got a DEI case out there somewhere, you might.
Yeah. Well,
and if we can start skinning them like this, it'll go away.
And listen, the more people that do this, the faster it will implode.
Yes, absolutely true.
In this professor's case, I think 2.4 was not enough.
I agree.
If it was me, I would not settle for anything less than $5 million, and they pay my legal fees.
Oh God, yes. Because we always skip legal fees.
After you get creamed with taxes, you're only going to have half of that to invest to live on for the rest of your days.
Yeah, we always skip legal fees. Interesting note: the legal fees are on the defendant. If you win the case, those legal fees don't come out of your part of the settlement. The whole thing about lawyers stealing your settlement money, I've discovered that that's not true. I used to work in corporate law where we dealt with contracts and things like that. Now I'm working in litigation where you actually are suing for large chunks of money. that money that you get from your settlement, the lawyers don't take from that. It's also the lawyer's fees charged to the defendant.
All right.
Just so you know, because litigation lawyers get a bad rap for taking your money, and it turns out it does not work that way at all. So DEI programs in universities are being cut across the country. What does this mean for higher education? Well, you're giving me a $2.4 million check for one. Why are the unpronounceable names? Okay, you are just Y.R. Hernandez. Was just 7 months into a job as chief diversity officer at a new college of Florida when the news came. The board of trustees announced it was dissolving the DEI program office.
Well, because it's an unnecessary fucking job. We already have laws on the books against discrimination.
Yes.
And then you have the DEI people that literally their stock in trade is discrimination.
And finding new things to discriminate against.
Yeah, like
microaggressions.
Like, what the fuck
is a microaggression.
Bullshit?
No, that is DEI is microaggressions.
Yes, it is.
It's the same thing where they do something and then they accuse you of it. You've just discovered the source of microaggressions.
There you go.
Because that's all that DEI does is look for little shit to ding you on. It's microaggression.
And I'm going to be honest. If I was hiring for a company,
yes,
and you showed up, and then I looked at, oh, you graduated from such and such place, I'm going to ask you about DEI. I'm going to ask you some of those questions. Mainly, if you answer incorrectly, I'm not going to fucking hire you because I'm not going to bring somebody into my company that later on is going to cause nothing but problems, lawsuits, and issues within my own company. I'm not going to hire those people. Period.
Yeah, if you walk in and I'm doing the hiring and you come in with blue hair, a freaking big brass ring in the middle of your lip, like right here, and tattoos all the way down your arms,
you're done.
I'm not going to hire you. And I'm covered with tattoos, but I know to keep them where I can cover them with a work shirt with my sleeves rolled up.
Yep.
I've got a ton of tattoos. I was a punk rocker. We got tattoos, but I was smart enough to know that I had to look professional if I wanted a good job. So I didn't put any tattoos where I couldn't cover them up. You don't have any tattoos, do you?
No, I have no tattoos.
That's odd for a Ranger.
I wanted to go, be an operator for Delta, and I was told it was
no markings. That's true.
Yeah. Didn't happen. I never got any tattoos. Not a big deal.
No big deal. It's just odd for a Ranger. Yeah. I had never met a Ranger that didn't have one tattoo or another.
Yeah, and I've never smoked marijuana, and I've never smoked cigarettes either. So, and I never dipped.
Really?
Yep.
You never dipped?
No, and then I didn't even start drinking coffee on the regular until I got out of the service. That weird?
I don't know if you can be trusted.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's an iconic thing especially in the infantry guys, the dip. You go out into the field, everybody's
or they have the little bottles they spit in. It's disgusting.
Yeah. And it's so many guys. The situation at New College, which also did not renew the contract of its only U.S. history professor last month, didn't renew the contract of its only U.S. history professor. I would think an American university might need an American history professor.
Yep.
Isn't unique. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill banning public colleges and universities from spending money on DEI in May. Similar moves are happening across the country. Yes, because it's useless. It's a useless expense. No, I don't want my children's money spent on that.
Well, there's that, and I don't want to have people coming up and telling me how I should speak or talk or interact with people based on somebody else's fucking feelings. Feelings have zero impact on reality, and that's exactly where they should stay.
And Pop and I lived in a world where everything we did was regulated all the time.
Yes.
So you don't even get to do that little crying thing with us because we've been regulated and we know what it's like to be very tightly controlled and regulated. We don't like it.
Nope.
Unless it has a purpose. More than a dozen state legislatures have introduced or passed bills reining in DEI programs in colleges and universities, claiming the offices eat up valuable financial resources. They often have $200,000 salaries, by the way.
Yeah.
With little impact. Multiple states like North Carolina and South Carolina have introduced bills to track college DEI spending. In Virginia, Youngkin banned the teaching of inherently divisive concepts in public schools and has spoken out against equality initiatives throughout his time in office. In Ohio, a controversial bill that would, among other things, abolish diversity training requirements at colleges is also steadily moving through the state's legislative system. Why do we have to be trained in diversity? Okay, look, if you're trying to normalize something like pedophilic trans behavior, which is really happening in San Francisco, they're trying to normalize pedophilic behavior. Okay, I'm not making this up. Go look it up yourself. If you have to normalize something, guess what? It's not normal. It's freakish and most likely wrong. Even as the academic year draws to a close, these fights against diversity, equity, and inclusion are set to continue, and to some, the future of public higher education is on the line.
No, it's not. All right. Public education, or let's just be honest, any education worked perfectly fine before we had a federal government position for education.
Yes.
We figured it the fuck out at the local and state levels.
Our education system was infinitely better without the Department of Education. So the people who sent people into space, they did that math on chalkboards. I have seen numerous times, and I'll bet some of you guys in the chat will be able to back me on this, people who are like 45 and consider themselves good at math, they'll find a math book from like their grandpa's era, and they'll open it up, and they can't do the calculations in that math book without an advanced scientific calculator. And the math book is from like 1930, when there was no such thing as a calculator.
Oh, they had slide rules.
Okay, do you know how to work a slide rule, tough guy?
I used to know how to use one. Not anymore. But I've used the slide rule. Used the slide rule. Yeah.
That knowledge is gone, is what I'm getting at.
Correct.
That knowledge is gone. We no longer possess that level of knowledge. And it's because of the Department of Education. It's not in spite of. It's because of the Department of Education. We're being dumbed down to the lowest common denominator. Most kids coming out of high school today have the education that is only fitting for like somebody with a 75 IQ. Period.
Yep. So they're basically, they can pump gas, work a basic cash register, bring ice to the bar, and maybe sling burgers at a joint somewhere.
Or push the button on a machine on a factory floor in a
Correct.
fairly reliable manner. The average IQ for somebody who's considered slow, I think, was 90, not 50 years ago.
Yeah. Now it's like 65.
Yeah, exactly. Still, many DEI initiatives have been credited as beneficial. What? Studies have shown that college students exposed to more diversity have greater levels of cultural awareness and political participation. Neither of those things are necessary unless you're a fucking communist, you Bolshevik fuck. Sorry.
All right. So now we have to drink. He said the word. God damn it.
My bad. You're drinking your Dane tea, though.
I put rum in it.
Oh, okay.
But there's a difference between drinking 2 shots of rum straight or mixing it with this whole quart of water in tea.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's fair. So college students have been exposed to more diversity and greater levels of cultural awareness and political participation. Meanwhile, scholars credit DEI policies and programs as one way to combat inequality by encouraging multiculturalism and providing resources for people from different backgrounds.
All right. First of all, the people who say there's strength in diversity don't know what they're fucking talking about.
Where's the educational value, though?
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it.
So all of this crap here is just nonsense. It's just straight nonsense because it doesn't produce anything. None of these cultural awareness, political participation, and combating inequality, how does that contribute to your degree in architecture?
Yeah.
Or finance? Where does it contribute?
Well, we had a bunch of feminists design a bridge that fell down a few years ago.
You're an istophobic.
Yeah, I know.
Those ladies knew what they were doing. They had pieces of paper that told them that they were engineers, mister.
So let's take a look at another example. That all-female Canadian firefighter squad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you have that one?
I don't, but I can bring that up.
Bring it up.
Bring it up.
Let's rip this apart.
Bring it up.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
Unbelievable.
We'll wait.
I don't know.
Play the Jeopardy music.
Well, you also had that all-female sniper team that went to some police.
Oh God! In Argentina, the all-female sniper team. We tried to go over the obstacle course and just got eaten alive, and everybody was just standing there going, "Oh."
That's exactly what happened.
All right, link is in the private chat there, and ironically, it comes from the Blaze.
The Blaze. Share this tab instead. Blaze Media. This is great. Okay, these are Canadian female firefighters who are going to shut up, Glenn. Nobody wants to hear it. Who wanted to prove that women were just as good firefighters as men. So they started a controlled fire, which promptly burned out of control.
It turned into a forest fire that I believe is still going.
Probably, but yeah, there was one day the smoke was so bad that down here in my little corner of Nebraska, the gigantic monument that my town is named after is right across from a cornfield, and then probably another 3/4 of a mile. You could not see it.
Damn!
It was the smoke was that thick.
Wow.
This is from that fire.
That is from that fire. Yep.
That's fantastic. A controlled fire in a national park in Western Canada temporarily burned out of control, even as participants from a women's firefighter training event were on hand to keep it contained. They set the fire. Since May 1, dozens of firefighters and prospective firefighters have gathered at Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada. I heard it's really nice up there. For the Women in Fire Training Exchange, better known as REX. Oh, W-Trex. Sorry, REX. It's wrecked. Is designed to provide an opportunity for people of all different genders, ethnic, and racial backgrounds to explore the growing role of women in fire management and to gain valuable experience in wildland fire operations. Once again, the physiognomy of a female is not suited to carry 140 pounds of gear through the woods in hip-deep snow to a raging wildfire.
I would have to agree with you on that.
Participation is capped at 35 enrollees, though an event flyer warns that acceptance into the program will be weighed with diversity and inclusion goals in mind. So they wanted somebody to get burned in the fire.
Yeah.
This is about people who have not historically had opportunities, having opportunities, and we're going to give you a chance even though we know that you're never going to make it. Claimed Banff's fire and vegetation specialist, Jane Park.
Yeah, I've had this argument quite a few times in the past, and I've used the firefighter analogy, and I'll do it again just real quick. All right, hypothetically, I don't really go to hypothetical land. My keys were taken away years ago, but hypothetically, you're coming down the street, you notice your house is on fire, you know your kids are in there, and you see the firefighter truck coming. Who do you want to see come off of that truck? 4 200-pound plus dudes or 430-pound females, because now it's the life of your children on the line. Be honest. Who do you really want to see come off of the truck? Let us know in the chat.
Yep.
I myself want to see the dudes, because I have seen 200-pound dudes walk through drywall, kick down doors like it's a hint, and never mind swinging the axe. I've seen them chop through chains and break open locks and do all the shit you need to do in a hurry with brute force. You don't have time to, get the saw from the truck. Hey, go get the bolt cutters from the truck. There's no time for that. So literally like, okay, you get the bolt cutters. I'm going through this fucking wall. Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
So from the date of this article, last Wednesday, 2 days into Rex, Parks and others held a prescribed burn for 28 hectares, just under 70 acres of Banff National Park. The purpose of a prescribed burn is to rid the area of dead brush. This is a common thing. We do that here in Michigan as well, which could ignite unexpectedly and cause a forest fire, and to stimulate growth of trees and other flora. What it does is give the trees more breathing room so that they can grow, and so on and so forth. I've done this on my own property. I didn't need to use fire to do it, though. Seizing on favorable conditions, officials ignited the controlled burn at the compound meadow on Wednesday morning. However, around 4 p.m. that afternoon, the winds made an unexpected shift in direction and speed.
Oh, here we go.
Bullshit! Representatives from BMP claimed causing the controlled fire to extend beyond the predetermined boundary to an area across Banff Avenue. According to the reports, the fire came dangerously close to the road, and smoke and flames were highly visible from Nebraska, from the nearby town of Canmore and Nebraska. The Rocky Mountain Resort and Mountain View Barbecue were both evacuated as a precaution. Some horses in local corrals owned by the Banff Light Horse Association were also relocated. Sometime that evening, the fire was listed as out of control, but thanks to a fortuitous rainfall and the help of 5 helicopters flown by pilots of unknown racial and gender identities.
Here we go.
Helicopter pilots, why do you need to know these things? The fire was downgraded to being held by about 11 p.m. In all, 3 extra hectares, about 7.5 acres, were burned, affecting a local cemetery and a couple of horse farm buildings. There are no known reports of human or animal injuries. That right there is not a little fire.
Nope.
Okay, I can look at that and tell you that that is not a little fire.
Yep.
But we need to know the races and gender identities of those helicopter pilots, Pop.
Of course. Well,
Otherwise, this is all meaningless.
Well, here's the thing.
Gotta hate them.
Yeah, this is communism. You know, they want to have equal outcomes for women and the minorities, which is communism.
Yes.
I'm all about, hey, you want to have a chance to do this? Here you go. But you should not lower the standard or massage the standard to make sure that these individuals make it to the end. They did it with Ranger School. They've done it with the Q course. I mean, they've ruined the military.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're ever going to be able to fix it unless they bring back a bunch of old school individuals and start firing people.
I'm dreading what's going on at the language school, because it's like the special forces school, but mindfuck instead. Because if you can't learn a language at the pace that they teach you, you're just out.
Yes.
So if they're stuffing diversity hires in there, either they're letting them slide through on bad grades, or they can't get anybody through at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to say that they're just pushing people through. And that is not, listen, we're technically not at war now, so you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to triple the size of the military, they cut corners. That's just the way it goes. That's the nature of the beast. But technically, we're at peacetime. You should not be doing that.
Yeah. Right now is when we should be honing everything.
Correct.
And creating the best soldiers that we can create, and creating a solid NCO corps that can lead an army in time of war. Our army differs from European armies because our officers do the planning and the maneuver orders while the NCOs lead on the battlefield. We're the only army in the world that does that.
Correct. I would say the English army comes close. I mean, some of the Aussies too.
They're capable of it, but it's not the model.
No, it's not the model. Listen, I sat in on a couple of op orders that were given by some of the English guys, man. Oh my God. I'm literally like, are you fucking serious? Like, they're just glossing over shit. You have your machine guns? And I'm like, what is going on here? You're going to get some people killed. And they didn't. I would give them credit. They were very professional, but
they're pretty competent.
Yeah, they are. But I when they were given that op order, I was literally just like, oh my God, you guys are going to die.
They're pretty competent. There is more than one journal entry from World War II from German officers that pretty much just says, if you kill American officers, all you do is piss their troops off.
Correct.
And then now there's nobody there to control them. So they just kill everything in front of them. So
correct. But also during peacetime, you want to have the strong NCO corps, because who do you think is going to train people if a war kicks off? Most of the time, they pull platoon sergeants, they pull squad leaders off the line, they go back to the schoolhouse so thousands of people can get trained and come back to the front. If you don't have an NCO corps that's strong where you can do that, you are fucked.
You're going to turn out the kind of soldiers you're seeing on TikTok right now.
You're going to turn out the kind of soldiers that are filling body bags right now in the Ukraine, in the Russian soldiers. They're literally giving these guys 2 or 3 weeks worth of training, if that, and sending them on one-way missions.
Yeah,
where they know they're going to die, and they willingly go do that shit. I don't think I could do that.
I'm not going to go willingly die.
No,
I'm gonna fight my ass off. But so let's wrap up with the schools that are dumping their DEI programs. Maybe if you've got a college-age kid, you can think about sending them to one of these states where they don't have DEI programs anymore. Florida, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Texas, Utah, and Wyoming all seem to have come to their senses and are getting rid of DEI programs and DEI offices. So Wyoming, Utah, Texas, Oklahoma's got a good program. Their female fastball soft pitch team is the fucking bomb. I like fast pitch softball. Those girls play their asses off because they know they get to play for 4 years and that's it. There's no pro league or anything. North Carolina, Kansas, Iowa, Idaho, and Florida. There you go. Those are the schools. Those are the states where the colleges are dumping their DEI programs. If you've got a college-age kid, maybe look at those states so that your kid doesn't get turned into a fucking Bolshevik.
Drink!
Now that I know you guys are doing that, you dummies, I'm going to get you all hammered.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I just don't. It's just amazing what I've witnessed in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
No.
Now, listen, I remember when I was a kid and I'd hear my grandfather watching the news bitching. And one day he literally is like, this is so screwed up. I'm glad I'm on my way out. He was like 60.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit. Now I'm almost 60 and I'm like, at least I'm on the way out.
I get it. Yeah.
No, I get it now, man.
No,
I get it.
That's
all right. Let's start reading some of these super chats. Jimmy!
Do your thing, Jimmy.
All righty, let's see here. Over on YouTube here, we got 547 folks watching, 358 likes. I think we can get over 400 by the end of these super chats.
On!
But alrighty, we're gonna start it off with the "We're Not Worthy" from Al Snows here.
Wow.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Says, good evening, everyone. Pop, Blake, Evil Shaggy, and Battledwarf. Love you guys. No homo. This 50 is for you guys to to keep saving lives. F YouTube yay. And everyone who demonetizes channels who save men lives. Now play Singing Pop, and he's out.
I hate that one, man.
It will never be creepy how perfectly your face fits on that.
I know.
It never gets old. Dixon Sada, he throws us $5 Australian. That issue has been addressed. You are good to go over there, good sir. Let's see. Plains Warrior coming in with $5.56. Says anti-Spock. The needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many.
Yeah.
Marky Marky's dropping 5. Says Harleys suck anyways. They're overweight, overpriced, ponderous, and unreliable pieces of junk.
The newer ones, yes.
Yeah.
They didn't used to be
They
that
did
way.
not used to be, man.
Yeah. Did you guys happen to catch any of the videos from their tent at the Sturgis rally?
Yes. Completely empty.
Ghost town.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. James McLeod here dropping 2. Says, let's sue these people.
I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack. If you've got something around you where whites are deliberately being targeted, start lawsuits against the people who are provoking it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Pete here, he's dropping $9.99. He's got a new anagram for a 3-letter alphabet agency. Dick entering ass.
Okay. That's bad.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, James McLeod here with $5 says we need someone at YouTube on the inside to cut off the shadow banning for this channel.
Well, good luck with that. We
Yeah.
have to actually listen. If you want to get beyond the shadow banning, the people are going to have to just share the channel as far as you can. That's the only way you're going to get beyond it.
Yep. Got to get you guys out there. And
Yeah, and listen, if you guys are watching this and you haven't seen any of my shows in a while, you've been basically unsubscribed from my channel, resubscribe, hit the bell, like the videos. Please help out. It's the way it goes.
Look, one of the things that I'm doing with the shorts is a lot of your older pop videos. Those are for indoctrination purposes. Use those shorts to indoctrinate people into Redonkulas.
Okay.
there we go. Let's see. Next one here. Ball Hair with $9.99 says, hello, fatties. Good to see y'all. Time to hit the gym.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep, and James McLeod coming back again says, FYI, Food Lion Supermarket is a hotspot for DEI. Look up who the president is. Mag Ham. She works for Biden. Shocker.
Yeah, there's a lot of nepotism throughout the governments and BlackRock and all of these corporations.
Yeah.
That's very, very, very common.
It needs to stop.
Well, it's totally not like Kamala Harris was selected as VP because of, her political wins and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm betting she could suck the paint off of a battleship in one breath.
You're probably not wrong there.
On behalf of saving the channel, I'm going to say no comment.
Carry on.
Ball Harry coming back in says, commies can scratch me. I don't bite. Also, time to spend some shekels on old Grunt Sugar Pop.
Oh, there you go.
Sugar Pop.
Sugar Pop. That might be another one.
Ruh-roh.
HTRSP Super dropping 10 says, great show tonight, guys. Thank you very much. He says, plus it's great been talking with the fellow gearheads in the chat.
Oh, there you go. We started a gearhead chat. That's always fun.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're talking about the old cars and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't catch that.
Shark Dentures with $5. Doc, feeling really worthless as a man. Here, What's this? Take 2 Redonkuluses and call me in the morning.
All right, yeah.
There you go. FMF veteran with $10 says about 1968 or 69, the Marines lowered their IQ to 80.
Yes, they did. And that was a huge, huge mistake.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of those guys got whacked or caused other people to get killed because they can't operate on a modern battlefield with that low of an IQ.
Look, the whole IQ thing is right in front of your face with at least the old military. I don't know about the new, but when Pop and I were in, okay, first of all, you don't give a monkey a rocket launcher. You put him in the supply. You put him in this. Second, the really elite units, the tier 1, tier 2 units, those guys are almost all selected from the combat arms guys, and that's not a mistake. Okay, you never see a supply guy making Delta. It's not a thing. I don't know that there's a record of that ever happening.
Nope.
Let's see. Ball Harry coming back in says shadow banning is done in India by barely paid moderators. They get instructions from our head office in Mountain View. You can't override the decision.
Oh.
Yeah, that does happen. I mean, we've had
that would make a lot
quite
of
a few of our videos stricken down over bullshit. I mean, I got a strike on the channel for my anti-suicide video. They struck it and took it down. And I'm like, it's to stop suicide.
Yeah. Was it like, you're glorifying suicide? Like, have you watched the video? It's literally telling you not to do so.
Yes.
Yep.
Looks like last one over here on YouTube is from Shark Dentures here. Says, George Carlin called it decades ago. Dumbing down.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yep. Imagine a group of people that are stupid. Then imagine the majority of those people are even stupider than those stupid people.
Yeah. Not wrong. Not wrong.
Yep. All right. I'll jump over here to the Rumble side. How many viewers we got over there? We got 781 over there. Go do a refresh. Check those thumb numbers. Got 225. Oh, we got one hate vote. Wah.
That's all right.
Really? Yeah, we do. Oh, that's
we always get around, between 13 and 20 downvotes.
I feel sad if we don't get one.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to make everybody happy. I want to piss somebody off.
No, hell no, we're not.
Someone's Fifi's got to get hurt.
That's right.
All right. First one here is from Jerry Conway here. Says, Shalom, gents. I'm compelled to share my 2 cents on the topic. Please check email for DEI hates MLK Jr. file attached. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Audio only. 0 copyright. All right.
Okay.
Double check here. I have been, I did see that a while back, and I've been keeping an eye. Jerry, you might want to send that one again because I'm still not seeing it.
Well, we do get a lot of emails. So.
Yeah, that we do. I'm not seeing anything from today. Oh, still nothing. So send that one over again, and we'll take a look at her there, Jerry. All right, here. What's the next one here? Jerry again says, smash the thumbs up already. If you don't, you're an elephant scrotum.
Oh, that's where elephants.
Wow.
An elephant scrotum.
Elephant scrotum.
Wow. Oh, well, alrighty then.
There you go. All right. Back up. Single for life here for $2. He's got a request as well. And it's one of your favorites, Pop.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, goody. You've got white boy disease, something fierce, dude.
I am not a dancer. I have no rhythm.
That's fine.
You could watch me when I used to compete as a fighter. I used to block with my face.
Okay.
What do you want from me?
Yeah.
Go. See, Broken Pine 284 coming in with $5 says jobs with 0 room for failure need 0 DEI and ESG.
Correct.
That's correct.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of when you guys were talking about the Boeing thing. That plane that went down in, where was it, South America with those 8 cancer doctors on it?
Yep.
What kind of plane was that?
I have no idea.
I don't recall.
I don't recall either. So flip a coin. It's probably a Boeing, allegedly. Let's see. Trooper 94 coming in with $10 says, the other day I saw an ad for the Army with white guys in it. And all I could think is they're going to try to get the white guys back in.
Oh, yeah. There's
No.
an airborne video with a Chinook jump.
Yeah. Look, they have fucked the dog so hard on this. It's going to be very hard to undo it.
Yep.
Yeah, not good. Let's see. Alucard 1776. He's got a request for the long version. So, you know what? We'll give it to him.
No.
Phrasing.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
Oh, that is fucking awesome.
Never
Now,
gets
that
old.
one wasn't made by Blake. I think that was made by somebody else.
That one, I believe, was from Billy Von Baum.
Yeah.
Oh, was that an early Billy?
Yep.
I think, yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Let's see. Single for Life, he's coming in with some information. The companies that dropped DEI are changing the name on it. Bridge.
Bridge.
It's
Keep an eye
it's
out
not
for
going to work. They can change it all they want. And I'm going to be honest. All of these companies have whistleblowers in them that are just going to go, all right, yeah, they're going to just copy the email, send it off to the media. It's not going to change anything. They're still going to get sued.
Well, one of the big mistakes that the Bolsheviks made was they
A drink.
taught kids to fight against the man, and then they became the man.
Yes.
That was the fatal error in their plan. They didn't see that one coming. They taught like 3 generations to fuck the man, but then they became the man.
Yep.
That's why you get rid of the useful idiots.
Yep.
That's exactly why.
Yep. It's amazing all those people protesting at college campuses for the Dunius Cuniuses.
Yep.
Easy. Let's see. Rule Man for Life here with $10 says, I'm your move out of the cities man for city guys, Pop. That's my field of expertise for the regiment. I'm currently developing an app for the men's masses that want a better life than living in cities.
I will tell you right now that the county that I am living in has several properties for sale, and we are always looking for the right people to move into our county. If you want to live in semi-rural Michigan on the edge of corn country, we've got space. Email me. I'll send you listings, and I've even got a real estate agent for you.
All right.
There you go. And yep. And this one you addressed earlier, Fan I Am says, Dwarf said Bolsheviks, drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Guess that's the new drinking game now.
I didn't know there was a drinking game in place.
As much as you say it, I kind of figured it would happen eventually.
Now that I know, you're fucked.
No, they'll change the rules. We'll change the rules.
That's
every third time or something.
Yeah.
Susan McCarley here dropping $5 says they're destroying our social and cultural institutions, and I'd agree that demoralization is the goal.
Yes,
correct.
That is exactly correct. I want you to go look at the 1953 Red Revolution called the Four Olds campaign in China. They did that in spades in China, where they erased their old culture completely so that Mao could have complete control over the kids, basically. And that's what's going on here. It's a Four Olds campaign.
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
See, Digital Dude coming in here says his version of DEI is deport every illegal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And Fan on Am says, and now Jack Daniels means jack shit.
They killed it.
They
Yeah.
did.
Well, they killed it a while back when they had that drag queen commercial for Jack Daniels.
Blissfully, I am unaware of this thing.
So
Yeah, they had a
yeah,
it was like during a Pride Month thing. They had a drag queen or something or other like that try to do a commercial. I was like, yeah, that's when I'm glad I stopped hanging out with Jack Daniels.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you drink too much Jack, you're going to end up with a drag queen.
Well, I have friends in Kentucky and am able to get the small batches. So,
You know what's ironic? The county that Jack Daniels is made in is a dry county.
this is dry county. Yes.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
That's the Dongus Fun says, if I start drinking Jack Daniels, feelings will be hurt.
Yep.
Not going to say you're wrong, but I'm not going to stop you from drinking it, but do it. Let's see. Black 36 here. He's got our second one. We're not worthy tonight. He says, fuck them all and let them all burn in hell.
Yeah. Also, this Thursday we have another life saved. We're going to read it into the record. So hopefully you guys tune in for that.
Is that the one that I was talking about earlier, or is this a different one?
It's a different one.
Okay.
Different one? All righty. Well, Black 36, this one's for you there, good sir.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
All righty. Scroll down here for a little bit. Sigma MGTOW 2, he's a monthly supporter now. Thank you very much, there, good sir. Fan I am coming back again says, Pop said, I'm going to be honest. Drink! that would also be a very bad idea.
Well, typically I'm always honest because I'm not a good liar.
Yep. And he's always asking, also, what does dip mean? It means that there fine slinging chewing tobacco.
It's a pinch of tobacco that you put on your mouth between your lip and your gum.
Now, I never did the dip thing myself. I smoked, but there came a point where you'd be out in the field long enough and you'd be just rocked off your ass where we would start dipping instant coffee.
Yep.
But a lot of guys did dip. Yeah.
I believe that's what they call the Ranger pouch. Just put a little ground up coffee in a little napkin, stick it in your lip. Am I wrong on that one, Pop?
No, that seems legit.
I remember hearing about that somewhere.
They do. They're called bandits. It's a little pouch that.
Yeah.
It's still just as nasty.
A lot of guys dipped.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. LB Weaver here with $5. It says, feelings. You said it, Pop. Best, Pop. God, I love you. You didn't say no homo, so.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
Yeah, you gotta follow the rules, man.
Gotta follow the rules, man.
It's nothing we can do. The rules are there.
Rules are the rules. Fan I am coming back in says, good noon after bowl. I'm not as thunk as you drink. Okay, good. I wasn't just having a stroke on there. He's just drunk.
Okay. I'm like, what's going on over there?
What is that? What is that?
Are you all right?
Let's see. Broken Pie 284 with $10 says, always longhand, write out the formula. Well, control math. If fucked you up, we'll kill you.
Yeah, that's in regards to the math I was talking about earlier. Yep.
Let's see.
I think we have another one on YouTube.
We got 2 more on YouTube that I saw.
Yep. Got Alex Patino here with $10. Says, here's another one where SpaceX rescues astronaut Boeing humiliated. DEI for you.
It's fantastic.
Well, DEI will cause people to DIE.
Yeah.
True story.
True story.
And Cool Cat with $5 says, fellas, do you think there will be a civil war between citizens and illegals? The invaders took over 2 apartment complexes in Colorado at gunpoint.
Venezuelans have taken over the town of Aurora, Colorado. Yeah, I think we're going to see a firefight there.
Yep.
I think we're going to see a firefight there. I don't think the locals are going to stand for that for very much longer.
Yeah, but, well, that's what they get for voting to be a sanctuary city.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just saying. Vote blue no matter who. Smurf my balls. Let's see. Going back over here to Rumble here. We got Gorilla Bear here. It says, did you say Banff or Jasper?
Banff.
What the hell's Banff?
It's a town in Alberta.
Oh, it used to be the sound effect of Nightcrawler teleporting in X-Men.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yep. And Broken Pine here, 284 with $10 says, Alberta rules. Canada sucks. Women firefighters are the creation of Justine.
I used to love going over to Canada. I used to go over to Canada all the time. You could cross the bridge on your freaking driver's license, go over there, eat, have a good time, play pool. I used to play a lot of pool in
Or
Canada.
go to the ballet.
That never did anything for me.
Okay.
Why am I throwing money at something that I'm not going to get?
I know, but
Pop,
when
did
I
you
was
just-
younger,
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you admitting you went to the ballet, Pop?
it's the full nude strippers in Canada. We used to call it the ballet.
Yes, the Windsor
Okay.
Ballet. I'm
Yep.
aware of the Windsor Ballet. There was also the Romulus Ballet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In fact, we went over there for a bachelor party, and Pete actually brought a stripper to the wedding.
Oh my God, that's so Pete.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's fantastic.
There we go. Let's see. Moving on here. LB Weaver, $3 says, at Pop, dudes.
All right, dude, it's all good.
Okay, man. Tantalum 180 here says, who comes off the truck? Depends on how bad my blue balls are, Pop.
Well, you should not let your blue balls make decisions for you, because that's how you wind up in baby jail.
Mm-hmm. True
Bad
story.
times. Let's see. Fan AM says, Jimmy, I posted a link in the Redonk email from a Facebook photo about what an Indian airline is doing for women now. Please show Pop and Dwarf.
All right.
Do you
We'll
have
take a
that?
look.
Do you have that pulled up here? Let me actually do it in this browser so it's a little bit easier for me. Click the buttons and push the buttons and
Evil
fuck off.
button pushing monkey.
Yep. All right, here. Back into the studio. Present. Let's see. Pop Crave. Airline Indigo is now offering women the choice of not sitting next to men when they have to book seats. The way we as society has come to this because a lot of men behave like irrational animals.
No, we don't.
No.
Okay, wait a minute. India is one of the rapiest cultures on the planet. It just is. Look it up. They have a huge rape problem.
They also have a major, street defecation problem.
Yep.
Yes.
That's making
they
its
do.
way around to our area. So,
Yes. Yeah.
hey. Fun times. All right, going back here, LB Weaver coming back in says, I'm so glad my late brother's not around to see this bullshit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that will be turning in their graves.
I would like to turn the clock back to about 1985, personally.
Yeah. We were lucky we got to live through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a 90s baby, so I kind of grew up with a little bit of that stuff, and then a certain day
You got to see the last flickers of it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And listen, I
I'm
enjoyed
sorry.
every moment.
I
Oh
may
my
be a
God.
millennial, but I identify as a Gen X. So you respect that, goddammit.
All right.
We were feral by the age of 7.
Pretty much.
Yep. LB Weaver coming back in and says, I don't even bother with YouTube with the live streams. It's Rumble for me. Love you guys. No homo.
It's all good, bro. We totally get it.
There you go. All righty. Liquor 6. No comment. He's dropping $50 here.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Was that
Thank you very much.
Was that on Rumble?
Yep, over on Rumble. I'm just
Okay.
saying,
Yeah.
if you're going to liquor 6, don't lick it from behind because that's how you get pink eye.
That is licking her 6.
Ugh.
He says, gentlemen, Bolsheviks have bastardized education in America. Ever heard of the Bellamy statue? Thoughts?
I've never heard of it.
The Bellamy salute, he said. You have heard of the Bellamy salute. They just stopped doing it right around 1933.
Okay. I've never heard of it. Oh, that one?
Oh, what was going on around about that time there, Battle
That
Boy?
was the Bellamy salute. Look it up.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Also known as the Roman salute.
That is correct.
Tomahawk here with $10 says, was listening while building a new chicken run, and then my phone shit out. Missed a chunk of the live stream, and now I'm big mad. Oh no. And he wants to share his anger with everyone else. He wants to take his anger out on everyone else.
Oh, you bastard.
Shield your eyes, gentlemen. Shield your eyes!
I hate that one.
Mm-hmm. That's because it's 3 shots away from getting done.
I would need the entire bottle of peach bird dog.
I can't even go there. I'm done.
Bird dog. Wow, Jimmy. Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. LB Weaver coming back says, so it's bad to warn people against suicide?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000. It's just not the same with Blake not reading that.
Yeah.
Pop question. Are freedom seeds going to start flying if Trump does not get into office?
More than likely,
yeah, I think
we
so.
will basically be at the top of the hill, and the snowball will start rolling.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
I think that will be the trigger.
But
Mando, I see you.
Historically, when you actually look at the Civil Wars, it starts off with an event that basically lights the fuse. Then you have a lot of infighting. Then it moves into personal vendettas. And then it turns into a tribal thing. And then it turns into open warfare.
Yeah.
At least from my perspective,
Here in the U.S., Pop and I were talking about this before the show. Here in the U.S., I think experiences will vary by location. It will depend a lot on what is in your area, how that plays out.
But I did a video on this 2020, about the upcoming Civil War. And more than likely, once it does get into full freedom seed, it'll be the rural versus the cities. And the cities are going to lose badly.
Yes, because they have no idea what they're doing.
Well, there's that, and they need to get all their food, water from outside the city.
And we have all the food and water.
And we, as evil hairless monkeys, are really good at siege warfare.
Yes. It's bad to be in a city during a war.
Correct.
It's a very bad place to be.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Jerry Conway coming back again. I see resent that. I did find it here. Let me bring it up. I got to do it this way, though, because there we go. All right. I should have audio playing, so we'll go ahead and play this.
Can't hear it.
Oh, no audio?
Nah.
Damn it. All right, let me double check here.
All right, we probably are not going to be able to play it on the stream, so I'll listen to it off after we're done with the show.
We might be able to get it on later.
Yeah, because it's going to require a bunch of fucking around with settings we don't have time for.
I just got to flick a couple beans here and there, and I'll get her to work. But we'll move on here. Single for Life here, $2 says, I tell the people that want to join the military to not join.
That's exactly what I tell them. Unless you have no other option, don't do it.
Yep. When I first got out, I put a couple of kids into the military, and I regret it now.
Yep. Let's see. Ali Card 1776 here says growing reishi mushrooms along with lion's mane and oyster mushrooms.
Yeah, those are all very good.
Yep.
Nice.
A lot of medicinal properties.
Oh boy, we have another request here. It's from Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000. Says put on Hillbilly Hillary and drink.
Okay. Hate that one. God damn it.
And just an FYI, I don't take pleasure in playing those videos. I play them because people request them.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Let's see. Barrett McMusing here with $5 says, "Here's hoping Piggy's demon spawn behaves itself tomorrow."
Oh, that's a whole other story. I'll tell it another time. But we had a little bit of a run-in at the roadhouse that we go to trivia at.
Roadhouse.
It is. It's a roadhouse. It's a genuine one of the last real roadhouses. Anyway, carry on.
Excellent. Single for Life here says, "Yes, my country's fucked, Canada, but we're working on it.
Go get them.
Hopefully, you guys unfuck that situation up there.
I hope you can summon the Royal Canadian Kilted Yaxman and get things done.
The guilt. All right.
Hey, nice reference there, Steve.
There you go.
Tantalum180 coming back again says, "If I actually dick thunk enough to let blue balls drain my blood supply, I'd have fathered many tens of vaginal turds. Ha! Get back to my email already, Pop."
All right.
Check it. And LB Weaver says, "Homo suspicion point, worth it." Tomahawk with $5 says, "At Battle Dwarf, the 80s were a golden age."
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. The 80s
I would say
were.
the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Because I experienced the 70s and 80s.
Exactly. Same.
Yep.
And it was just, I mean, we rode in the back of pickup trucks on dirt roads and nobody cared. Well, your uncle's driving with one arm out the window with a beer in his hand.
Yeah. A Big Mac was like $1.25.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Last one over on Rumble here is from Trooper94. So he's asking, cities versus rural. Are you talking and taking into account with gangs?
Trooper, I'm just going to say this up front. I've been around some of the gangs. Detroit had plenty of them back in the day, and I've seen the LA ones. If you give me the time to study them, you give me about 2 weeks to study one of those gangs, give me 3 guys, and I could take out a whole gang without ever losing a guy.
You cut the head off the snake.
I would work them from the middle up and then pick off the soldiers as they tried to do whatever the fuck they tried to do. But I would take out their street captains first, draw out the captains, whack those guys, and then worry about the soldiers. Because they're no good. They don't have any kind of discipline at all below middle management.
Fair enough.
Sounds about right. We'll jump over here to Odyssey, where we got 30 folks over there watching. Only got a couple there donations over there. Bring them up here. But, and of course, the first one from Big Mike's Raging Rectum Wrecking Purple-Headed Prostate Puncher.
That's funny every time.
Damn.
A name is a mouthful. That's what Barry said.
Careful.
What?
Phrasing.
Good afternoon, you power bottom hog slaying Harley homos. I'll take my dollars to non-woke Indian or Triumph for a pair of bikes to ride with my son across the West in 4 years for a 16-year-old summer. Nod to Midget Cappy and to his wisdom. Not you, Pop. Not you, Hobbit. You guys don't ride like Cappy.
Hobbit.
He's a dwarf, damn it. He can wield a warhammer.
Also, that last part of that sentence, phrasing.
Phrasing.
Let's see. And Wiggle Wagon here, he says, "Can we talk about Harley Davidson going woke?" Yes, we did. Bikers are actually shooting their bikes over this. Nobody went to their display at Sturgis this year. Yep.
I didn't know about the shooting, but I heard about Sturgis.
Yeah. I can't remember what the.
There's always shooting at Sturgis.
That's fair.
Yeah. But there was I can't remember what the UFC fighter's name is, but he wanted to sell off his Harley. Well, Donut Operator got a hold of him. It was either Donut Operator or Brandon Herrera said, "Hey, bring it down to a range day. We'll blow it up for you."
They filmed it. That's awesome. I want to see that.
Like, yeah. Some Ranger TV for you, Pop.
Donut Operator. I love that name.
Hi, everyone. Donut here. That's a good group of dudes here. All right, let's see. If MGTOW will load up for me, you slow ass bastard. Come on.
There's one more over on Rumble. Fan I am throws in $1 and says, I referred to a lady's kids as semen demons. She didn't take it too well. That's rough.
Too bad.
Even by my standards, that's a little rough, but okay.
Well,
Funny nevertheless.
there you go. All right, we got Crazy Uncle here with three in a row here. The first one says, Pop! Several European countries have pulled their heads out of their asses and are going full anti-criminal invaders. Poland, Hungary, and Belarus have sealed their borders and are arresting any invaders they find.
Good.
Outstanding.
I can't remember what country it was, but they actually have barbed wire and armed troops at their border. And, well, let's just say freedom seeds are being flung in the direction of the invaders.
Okay. I'm fine with that. It's an invasion.
Yeah.
Yes.
If in a country, expect to be shot.
Yep. I believe it's Poland that happened. And, well, we know how
Okay.
Poland feels about being invaded.
Mm.
We'll
Crazy
go through
Uncle
the whole history of that someday, Jimmy. Carry on.
Crazy Uncle coming back with the second one here says, I have a big email for you on Thursday. For you, Blake and Battledorf, right now I have Pop's Prepper MRE recipe for you. Fill the 3/4 canteen cup of water, 2 coffee packets, 4 creamer packets, 4 sugar packets, 1 cocoa powder. Heat and mix, and we'll have a field mocha.
Field mocha. You throw the oatmeal into there, and you've got Ranger pudding.
Yep. You got to be at a hunger level to eat that. I was never that guy, except in Ranger School.
LVI.
There you go.
LVI. Because
I mean,
we're
I ate
at
fucking
12,000
dog
feet.
food.
We're like,
I ate dog food in Ranger School, and I liked it. That's how hungry I was.
There you go. And Crazy Uncle's third one here says, in regards to John Deere, they lost the lawsuit, but they're dragging their feet to an insane degree. Reason, they're trying to reach the statute of limitations so they can go back to business as usual. Due to the current DEI hires and CEO positions, they are now going to move John Deere to Mexico like GM. The longest running American-made company will now be called Juan Severo, Spanish for John Deere.
Mm.
Sorry, I don't speak Spanish.
Well, we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah. Let's see. Moisture Patrol here for $25 says, school in the 90s was so pussified you'd catch shit for standing up to yourself physically if necessary. Fucking horse shit.
And we're seeing the product of what that did.
Yep. And as someone that was in the school in the 90s, I was bullied. And, well, my dad always said, well, he didn't really say this, but he said, don't start the fight, but be damn sure to end it.
Yeah, I
That's
give
fair.
the same advice.
Yep.
my dad said the same thing. We have another on YouTube. Alex
Patino.
Patino.
Oh.
Alex Patino throws in $5. That's Romania. That's not allowing anybody across the border.
Yep. That's Romania for you, Jimmy. Victor Orban has not allowed any non-native walking mover into Romania.
Yeah.
Good.
Another on Rumble too.
Good. All right, let's see here. Yep, Broken Pine here with $20 says, you stick out like a turd in a punch bowl. You suck at tradecraft. Not all. RCMP have entered the chat.
Royal Canadian Hilton Yaxman have entered the chat.
Nice.
Fantastic.
I love that reference. If you don't know that reference, well, you're too young.
Our country reeks of trees. Our yaks are very large. And they
Nice.
smell like rotting beef carcasses.
There you go. And Crazy Uncle coming back again with 2 in a row says, Tractor Supply, Harley Davidson, John Deere, and all the rest did not cancel their DEI bullshit. They just renamed it, thinking we wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be on the watch for that.
Yes, we will.
Look for the anagram bridge from now on, I'm guessing. Let's see. Crazy Uncle again. If you look at the timing, they just reached the end of Pride Month. Oh yeah, and didn't the WHO just say that the vaccines for the Mpox won't save you, but they're still going to mandate it?
Mm.
Now, how in the world can we just not spread the Mpox?
No.
Well, usually the Mpox is spread from rear end collisions.
Yeah. And isn't it funny how the first time this whole thing came up, and then children and dogs started getting it, and then it got disappeared.
Then it got weird. Yeah.
Bad. Let's see. Last one here over on MGTOW.tv, the best chat on the internet, guys. So if we're bored, you can just jump on the chat and you'll be entertained. Trust me. MGTOW Ronan here with $3 says, "Hi, gents. I don't trust these companies to stop pushing DEI. No, you shouldn't.
Oh.
They're going to rebrand under Bridge, like I just mentioned. Apparently it's corporate retooling of DEI. Also, the gaming world, gamers are voting with their wallets by not buying these woke lame games. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been watching that on Twitter. A couple of the woke games that have come out are just fucking dead on arrival.
Yeah, they're tanking. Concord, Dustborn, and Star Wars Outlaws, just to name a few. As a result, they're doing massive layoffs in these gaming studios. Gamergate 2 is the DEI reckoning. Oh, we suck at writing a game and whatnot, and we had all these characters, and wham! Good. Fuck off. All right, let's see. Jump over here to D-Live. They always seem to hide the viewer count on us, but no new lemons over there. And over on the old Itchy Twitchy, we got 9 over there. And if you guys are curious, Pop does have a Twitter account. Go over there and follow him.
That's true.
At Pop Terrence.
Yep.
We're going to change the name to something else probably, but yeah, that's what it is.
Yep. At Hogslayer.
There you go.
Come on, man.
I'm on Twitter as 26actual as well.
There you go.
All spelled out, not numbers.
There you go. And we got 27 viewers over there. So have fun with that.
Outstanding.
Let me zoom back out of here. And let's see
Did you
if we
read the
can.
Cash Apps?
I'm just about ready to grab those.
All
and
right.
There's one more on Rumble.
one more on Rumble. You guys are jumping all over the place here.
They're all over the place, but I'm watching.
All right. So you got Tomahawk says, Dwarf and Pop, born in the early 70s, rode in the back of a truck more times than I can remember. Also remember going to the lumberyard with Dad and Grandpa. Both had open beers.
Yes.
Yes.
And I can probably guess, I'm going to guess those were genuine Millers or Miller drafts.
It depended on which side of the family for us, but it was either fucking PBR or what was the Detroit beer that's not around anymore? They had an ice cream too.
They had an ice cream?
It was a beer company, but they also made ice cream for the kids to get the kids hooked on the name so that we would be sure to drink the beer later.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either right now, but anyway, I'll remember it later. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
Nice. All right. Yep. We'll jump over here to the Cash Apps here. Let's see. HKC for $5. Well, you know what? Just because. Actually, we already played that one. So how about this one? Which reminds me, did you guys see the video of the Democrat ladies fucking doing the whole TikTok dance thing?
Yes.
I have given I have sent the message to Billy Von Baum or Gendai 351 for them to do their magic with the AOC one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So keep an eye out for those ones, gents. That's gonna be good stuff.
I still like the one where they have Hillary doing that, and a penis going in her mouth. I laugh my balls off every time I see that one.
There you go. Crunch Muncher, he's throwing us $50 for another request. Well, first off, I'm going to give you one of these.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you, dude.
And then I got to do one of these.
Bent the whole world over and says thank you very much.
Give it to me, daddy. That's what she keeps screaming. Give it to me, daddy.
You don't have to do that though. You don't.
That was horrible.
I was not prepared for that.
I know my night terror demon is already looking in my room here and shaking his head.
How do you have any night terror demons? If I was a night terror demon, I'd be like, I'm staying the fuck away from this clown.
There's a long backstory with my night terror demons. I'll let you know some other day.
All right.
And Vincent Van Gogh, fuck yourself. He's dropping $10 here. Says some blackjack winnings for you. All right, hell yeah. Actually, recently just met up with Vincent the other this weekend, and we went out and had a beer and had a good time.
All
Good
right.
stuff.
Good fucking stuff, man. Yeah, good dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Let me jump back over here to YouTube. We're all good there. Rumble seems to be all caught up. Let's see.
No, it's not. You missed two.
We've got the
God.
Alucard. France
damn it.
arrested the CEO of Telegram. Yes.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then
I was
they're
listening
going
to that
after
today on Twitter.
Elon, so I've heard.
Yeah, I was listening to that whole thing with Kim.com was on Twitter talking about it today.
Yep. And Alexander Vindman, that fucking little redacted.
He and his brother are suspeciously Ukrainian Jews.
Shocker.
I'm shocked.
He said that, Elon should be worried. Yeah. Yep. And then Alucard says, and they're going to go after Elon. Yep. Fun times. I bet they're not going to do that. Let's see. Odyssey is all caught up as well. How's MGTOW doing? Doing MGTOW things. Like I said, guys, if the banter between us is boring you, go to MGTOW.
Yep.
You'll be fairly entertained over there. Oh, is it? Oh, nope. I don't think that's it. All righty. Jump back in here. Yep. That looks like all the super chats there. Let's see. Oh, BitChute. I forgot we had BitChute going. Someone does not have a viewers or a monetization thing there, but
no,
we are.
Okay.
Yep. I got BitChute all hooked up tonight. So, Pop, I think we're ready for a safety brief.
All right. Safety briefing. All right. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. Never works out. If you have to fornicate, wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet, because baby jail is real, and they will throw you in big boy, pound you in the ass jail if you don't pay it. If you must fight, run first. If you can't, do everything in your power not to go to the ground, because that is where you get stomped out. Rack up, pack up, and stack up. There's safety in numbers. Maintain your situational awareness, because if you're going to be attacked, your environment will have changed, and it's up to you to see it. And I'm in the business of keeping the gun out of your goddamn mouths. Stop taking permanent solutions to temporary problems. Knuckle down, play the long game, because you have no idea what tomorrow holds for you. All right.
Battledorf, any final words from you?
A couple of people pointed out that it's Stroh's beer. That's the name that I was looking for. And just so you know that I am watching, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day. I'm paying attention to the chat. I do not like to wear high heels, though.
Also, if we've helped you out and kept the gun out of your mouth, please send us an email to redonkulas12@gmail.com. It will give you an official number. Read your story on the air. We can take your name and screen name out of it if you wish. I got it. But we need to start putting numbers on that board, because that is what we do.
All right. Oop, hang on. Let me cancel that. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy's doing that, Pop. I just noticed. I've been in that room you're sitting in a million times, and I just noticed that's a door where the Warhammers are hanging. I have never noticed that door until just now, even though I sit in that brown chair every fucking week while we eat boffs and talk about the show.
That's right.
There we go. And, well, my final thoughts, if you guys can't give us a donation or whatever, that's all good. Head on over to redonkulas.com. Get yourself some swag, something physical. Get you a pint glass where you can drink your beer from for whenever Pop says, no, I'm just not being honest here, or we hear Bolsheviks. Got all kinds of swag here, different looking stuff. Get yourself a Redonkulas Regiment mouse pad. Koozies, and just be sure to keep the koozie juices off your dishes. Take it easy.
Take it easy.